everyone. So I thought that it would be a little appropriate for me to do some yoga with everyone. I know that a lot of people are trying to take time to relax and ensure that they're having a bit of mindfulness in their days with everything that's happening. So obviously we're going through this crisis that's affecting people worldwide, and it's quite serious. It definitely can get a little heavy in the home, especially if you're working from home and are somewhere where you're being quarantined. So right now in New York City, we're actually being recommended to stay home, and both Ross's and my work is having us work from home. So that has been something new that we're doing, and I really, we both have had our equal struggles with it. Something that has been a little difficult for me is the sitting. So I'm used to being in the classroom and moving around, and I don't necessarily get to sit unless my students are elsewhere. So it's actually taking a physical toll on my body, as I'm feeling a lot of weight in my lower back, and as well as a mental toll, because I'm not used to being so focused and staying in one spot. So I've had to actually get up and move around the apartment a lot in our small space here. But anyway, because everyone is feeling so many different emotions throughout this whole thing, I thought it might be nice to do a yoga series with you. So I'm really going to start off with something that I think is essential to everyone, but is essential to yoga and the yoga practice, and that is breathing, which we call Pranayama in the yoga class, or in the yoga world. But it really is just so important during this time, especially because, it's something we don't think about on our day-to-day basis, and it's really something that is going to help mitigate some of the emotions and the stress that we're going through. And as well as, it helps build the strength of your lungs. So your lungs are an actual organ, and they work as a muscle because they're contracting and releasing, and it's great to practice your breathing because it helps the health of not only of your lungs, but it helps get your blood cells moving throughout your body. So your brain is working better, and your immunity is being built up. So to begin, I would like to say, if you are sitting comfortably, you're perfectly fine. Find a seated position, preferably something where your butt bones and your feet are planted and feel firm against a surface, so you're really feeling that feeling of being grounded. So one thing I will say is, if you have a yoga block, that's something that's going to be really helpful for you if you have any tightness in your hips, or if you just sitting cross-legged on the floor is not, it doesn't work for your body. It doesn't work for a lot of people. That's okay. So grab either a yoga block, a rolled blanket, you can grab a stack of books, whatever you need to kind of elevate your seat. So I'm going to place this on the ground here, and you'll want to sit with your sit bones on the block or on your elevated surface. If you're seated on a chair, just make sure that your feet are planted directly under your knees or slightly in front of your knees, so that you can see your feet, and that you're sitting up tall and you're not leaning on anything, unless it's essential to you to be able to lean on something. Then of course, do what your body needs. So we're going to begin with our legs crossed, sitting upright on our prop. And I want you to place your hands directly on your pelvis, so right where you will feel your hip bones, And if you're feeling what they're now calling the quarantine 15 and not the freshman 15, just dig around a little bit to try to feel where your hip bones would be. So we are going to kind of rock back with our tailbone and rock forward. So we're not rocking with our whole body. I want you to rock with your hips. So you'll kind of tilt your hips back and tilt your hips forward. So you can see the difference here. My hips are moving while my legs and my foundation are staying exactly where I had them. Tip forward one more time, and then I want you to tip back and right to the point where you start to feel those sit bones ground down into your prop or whichever seat you're seated upon. Then I want you to rest your arms on your legs. If you are feeling particularly anxious today, leave your palms facing down. If you're feeling open to the experience and you're feeling okay, you're feeling good, you may rest your palms facing forward. Today, if you are resting your palms facing up, we are going to take a mudra, which is a hand position, and that is called a kash. So you'll place your middle finger and your thumb gently together, and your fingertips, your fingers, the rest of them will go straight. So this is called Akash Mudra, and really the mudra is used for building confidence. Because our middle finger is connected to our heart, it actually strengthens our heart health as long as we're keeping the other fingers elongated. In order to start with the rest of our body, you're going to lift your shoulder blades up, and then I want you to roll them and drop them back down. So this is causing our spine to be straightened, and we're no longer getting that upper heavy droop in our shoulders that we've had all day. So lift them up and back without arching your back too much. And then you're going to lift the crown of your head, almost as if you have an invisible string pulling you toward the ceiling. You don't want to do it too much so you're feeling uncomfortable, and you definitely don't want your chin going up. You want your chin staying in, and that actually will help us with our breathing later. So now that we're in the position, I want you to find what is called your drishti, or your gazing point. This can be 3 feet in front of you on the ground. It could be something across the room that you're finding, as long as it's not something where you're turning your head, because that will actually disrupt our flow of breath. Once you have your drishti, you may keep your eyes open, or you may keep your eyes closed. If you're feeling anxious, or you just feel really uncomfortable with closing your eyes right now, leave your eyes open and just gently gaze at the point. When we ask you to look at your gazing point, it is not a staring point. That means we don't want you to directly stare at something and hurt your eyeballs in the process and get really annoyed and stop breathing. So really just a gentle gaze. It's when your focus is taken off and you can start to let your mind flow. So here today, our community intention is really going to be focused on building our confidence by noticing and working with our anxieties or our worries. So especially right now, everyone is feeling anxious, and of course we're going to be anxious around this time. And you know what? Our anxieties and our nerves actually stem from worries, from stress, from thoughts that we're thinking, from things we're hearing in the news, conflicting news, right? There has been a lot of different things and opinions coming out with this virus, and it's hard to keep track of what's correct, what's accurate, and what's not well-founded. So because we have this tendency to let our mind go along with these thoughts and let our mind run away with these thoughts, and then we start to spiral down. I know for me, once I get caught on a thought and it starts to spiral, it's almost like I lose any ability to bring it back. So this is something I really like to practice because it helps me realize that I'm having the thoughts that I'm having, and then I can reel it back and start to feel calm again. So because the sense can be overwhelming and take control and spiral, if we let it to, we really truly want to take attention and notice that these thoughts are there. That way we can just notice they're there, and eventually we'll work with them, and then we can breathe through them. If we're not trying to fix them, so it's not something that we are really judging ourselves harshly on in the moment. And if you do judge yourself, notice that judgment and just take note of it. Don't judge yourself for judging yourself. It's human. We really are just here to take notice of all of our thoughts, and then we can build on that awareness and make sure that we're making those changes. So today we're going to notice our thoughts as we're in the moment, and we want to practice being aware. That way we can further our practice by disengaging from the negative thoughts. Our shared mantra or saying tonight is going to be, I am safe, I am faithful. And so that's something that we're going to say either in our heads or out loud to remind ourselves that we are safe and we are faithful, that everything will be okay. So begin by observing your natural breath. Whether you're closing your eyes, notice your inhales and notice your exhales, but stay the same, don't change anything. Notice in your body, are your breaths big and shallow, or are they deep and slow? Notice, how does the breath feel entering your body? Feel the cold air when you inhale in your nostrils, right around the tips of your nostrils. And then feel the warm air as it exits your body. Notice your chest rise on the inhale and relax on the exhale. On the inhalation, the belly fills, the low back slightly arches. On the exhale, the chest falls, the low back relaxes. If you have allergies or are sick, please continue to breathe in and out of your mouth, as that can cause some difficulties. If you are feeling open with your breath, you're not sick and you don't have any allergies right now, and you have nothing obstructing your breathway, your airway, we're going to begin something called an ujayi breath. So you'll bring your tongue to the back of your teeth, and we'll take an inhale here through our nose. Exhale through your mouth with your tongue still touching the back of your teeth gently. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. You really want to get as if you're breathing and trying to fog up a mirror. So again, inhale through your nose. Feel your breath on your mirror. Inhale. On the exhale, close your mouth halfway through. But still breathe. begin to deepen the length of your inhales and exhales, continuing that ujayi breath. Continue the inhales and the exhales and lengthen them to about 4 seconds each. We'll take a 4-second inhale here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Lengthen to 5 seconds if you can. I am safe. Exhale. I am faithful. One more time. I am safe. Exhale. I am faithful. Good. Continue this breath on your own for a few seconds here. Filling your lungs completely, take a long, deep inhale and hold at the top. Now you're going to exhale 1/3 of the way and pause. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Fill your lungs. Exhale 1/3, pause. Exhale 1/3, pause. Exhale 1/3, pause. Inhale, fill your lungs completely. Exhale 1/3, exhale 1/3, exhale 1/3. Inhale. Exhale 1/3. Exhale 1/3. Exhale 1/3. Continue that pattern, 2 cycles on your own. As I'm doing this with you, I'm noticing that I'm having some tension in my hips, and my knees are pulling on my hips, so I'm feeling very heavy here on my knees. So what I'm going to do is take a block and I'm going to put it under one of my legs here. Because I don't have 2 blocks, I'll switch. But that's helping picking up some of the tension on my hips for now. Finishing the cycles of those breaths. Take a moment to now take a slow, deep breath in. Pause. I am safe. Exhale. I am faithful. Continue this breath on your own. Take this next moment to observe your thoughts. Let your thoughts go wherever they want to go. Are you thinking about something in the past? Are you thinking about something in the future? Just notice the thought, that it's there, that it exists. And then let the thought go. And then focus on your breath again. Notice your thoughts as they come into your mind. Touch onto them, and like you're pushing off a bouncy ball or a beach ball or a bubble, watch it go. Watch them come. Notice that they're there, and let them go. Inhale. I am safe. I am faithful. Whatever thoughts or emotions you find yourself having in the day, come back to this idea that we can observe our thoughts and let them go. As we observe our thoughts, we realize that we prefer to let go of these feelings and thoughts and return to the moment that we know we are in. We're aware of the moment. We know what is best for us in the moment, what better serves us in the moment. And we know that we have these thoughts coming and going. We may let go of which does not serve us, and when we notice these thoughts, we have and we hold the power to let go. We have control. Inhale. I am safe. Exhale. I am faithful. Per the Dalai Lama's words, a lot of unhappiness people experience. They believe it's due to the condition of what's happening at this moment. But in most cases, it's not the conditions of the situation that you are in that causes the unhappiness. It's the mind telling you something about this moment that causes the unhappiness. The most vital thing in the spiritual life is to be able to observe your mind so that the mind is not controlling you. I am safe. I am faithful. In this time, remember that you can be grateful for the things that you have. Remember that you can be grateful for the people that you have in your life. Reach out to those people. Show them how grateful you are for each and every one of them and for what they do for you and what they bring to your life. Be grateful for yourself, your body, for your mind, for your capabilities, for your health, for the things that bring you joy in this life. I know that something I'm grateful for is being able to go outside and have the ability to go outside and walk. And that's something I'm really feeling grateful for in this moment, as we might not be able to do that much longer. So I will see you soon. I'm hoping to do these every day. Thank you for coming to my practice today. Namaste.